In this episode, Fred talks about Hong Kong, our giveaway video, a doll making workshop we ran, our new doll Lorenna, and more.
Hello everyone, this is Durf again, and we're now on to Frupdate number 16. This is actually our second shot. I had to ask again what number we're on. She's just really reliable. I mean, she's evil, but reliable. Yeah, I can't believe we're on 16 already. And I've been very busy the last few weeks. That's why you didn't see a lot of me. Again, I'm so thankful for for picking up the slack because she has been making a lot of product videos and making a lot of stuff. And it's also Thanksgiving today, at least. But I know by the video that when the video is out, it's way past that. But today we're on shooting and it's Thanksgiving Day. And besides me being thankful for all our fans and going through all the things with us this year, I also like to extend a special thanks for actually standing right back there because you know she really helps with all these planning, and there's actually a lot of work in the back on making these updates and all these videos. And besides that, I'm holding these two dolls here. It's Angel and Carol. These are our Christmas dolls. And I has already probably by this time already published our product video on both of them, so I'm not going to talk a lot about them. But these dolls, they should, they're, this is probably a week after their launch already when this video is out. There might be still some in stock. Just please take a look on our website or our dealers. And yeah, just take a look. They are quite beautiful. Yeah, and these are, I think, our new sculpts too. But you can take a look more into the from the product video that has published. Okay, let me put this aside here. And then for other updates, so today what we're going to do is I'll talk about why I was missing the last few weeks and what I've been busy. And we're also going to talk about our new doll in our collaboration with Yana Blaskova. And this is, oh, hold it back. And my memory is, what's her name again? She's Lorenna. I'm sorry, that was not supposed to, I should have known her name. I'm so bad, my memory is so bad. I'm, again, so glad that is behind here. And so I'm going to talk about a lot of things, what's happening in our life in Ruby Red, and then we're going to talk about Lorenna. For those of you who find me boring and you don't want to skip to the Lorenna, you can just fast forward ahead, just straight to the Lorenna section, which is, I don't know what minute, but I will probably point it out later. But for now, let's put this aside and let's talk about, what has been happening to us in our life. All right, so the first story I think we're going to cover is something that's happened yesterday. I think it's still going on. There's a huge fire that is in Hong Kong right now. I think it has global coverage, and I am so thankful that, when I woke up this morning, there are, I don't know, close to probably 100 messages from our collectors and our friends just asking how we are. So I do want to talk a little bit about it because it is something big. And again, I want to thank everyone for sending all these kind words and messages and making sure we're safe. So first of all, we are all safe. Our whole team, everyone, we don't live close to the fire. I think the closest colleague who lives next to the closest to the fire is probably like 10 minutes away by driving. But yeah, it was a total tragedy. Let me give a little overview of what happened, and then I'll go into the details a little bit. So what happened with yesterday? There's a whole building complex. I think there's probably like 7 to 10 buildings that are all in the same area, and it got on fire. And then as of this morning, I think over 40 people have passed away, and there are 200 people that are unaccounted for, meaning that there could be up to 200 people still stuck in that building, and that building has been already burning since afternoon yesterday, and now it's already like 20 hours past probably. So be very frank, things do not look good for the people who are still stuck in there. Um, and I think, yeah, maybe we should take a little moment of silence for everyone who have passed away. Yeah, and also I heard that there's a firefighter who also passed away doing his job yesterday. So let's take a little moment of silence for them. All right. Yeah, our heart for our whole team, our heart and prayers go out to uh, everyone who is still stuck. Hopefully, they can come out safe, and also it goes out to all those survivors. A lot of survivors that are badly burnt and still in the hospital in critical condition, and also to the families of the and the loved ones of the deceased. Yeah, it was a total tragedy. So what happened? I'm just going to talk a little bit. We're still trying to understand what happened. So these things get updated every day. So we can only say what happened as of what we know from this morning. Is that there are this there's just huge building complex like 9 to 10 7 to 10 buildings. I don't know how many exactly, but what happened was there was something caught on fire on the outside. So in Hong Kong, there's something very special. Is all these buildings they actually built like kind of like a fence, or how should I mention that? They're using bamboos. Maybe I can show a picture of that. It's called scaffolding. Okay, I have no clue. I've not even heard of this word before, but scaffolding. But basically, it's like the scaffolding is like a huge fence, because they are trying to renew the building and also the exterior of these buildings. So building this huge, it's made it's very sturdy fence with all these bamboos so that people can climb up and down, and there's apparently a net that covers around it, and I think the story went the net caught on fire, and probably usually these nets should be kind of fireproof or should be not very flammable. But in this case, I don't know if the nets were, I don't know, of bad quality or something, and they caught on fire. And also, the wind was particularly strong yesterday, and it was very, very dry. So the fire just um, spread, yeah, spread very quickly. And apparently, also while because they're renewing these buildings, I think the party who's like in charge of, or the company who's in charge of renewing these buildings, apparently they put a lot of styrofoam inside these buildings to help renovation or something. I don't understand why, but styrofoam, if you for all those who don't know, it's very flammable. It's very extremely flammable. So I think what happened was after that the nets got on fire and then the wind blew it in, and then all the styrofoam inside the building also caught on fire, and then it just became a huge fire hazard, and the fire just kind of exploded, and then everyone was caught off guard. Um, and it is a level 5 fire, which is the highest critical level that it can get. Uh, Basically meaning that even firefighters cannot go into these buildings because it's just very deadly. So all they can do is spray water into these buildings, hoping that the fire level can probably go down before firefighters can come in. And as I mentioned just now, before it escalated to level 5, there were firefighters who already went in, because back then maybe it was level 2 or level 3, and people can still go in and try to save people. But one of the firefighters lost their life. It was very, very sad. And now there are still the buildings are still burning, and there are probably people still stuck in those buildings because firemen cannot come up to save them. And then those people are stuck there. They cannot go venture through the fire and down. So really, just hope God can, really save the people who are remaining, staying in there. It's been 20 hours in extreme heat, and things do not look good. Um, but and also a little thing about apparently those that building complex is a lot of elderly as well. So maybe that is also why it has been difficult for the building to evacuate. And why there's so many elderly is actually something that it goes through the history of these buildings. So in Hong Kong, there's actually a scheme on the government trying. These are government built complexes, trying to help the less wealthy. And the government actually builds two to three kinds of different buildings. There are two different levels. There's one that is public housing that the people living in the poverty level or close to that can rent for a very cheap price. This one is a level above that, so it's still affordable, cheap housing that people can buy. And the people who are eligible to purchase these apartments inside this building might be people just slightly over the poverty line, so they could get it for very cheap. And this building was built probably like 30 to 40 years ago, so it was for people 30 to 40 years ago who bought these apartments. And after that, of course, they're probably to 60 to 70, or majority of them. Of course, there are probably kids who also from the family who live in there that grew up, and then now they're taking over from their parents. But yeah, there are a lot of elderly in there, so yeah, it's not fun. But we'll see how the fire goes. I know it already has global coverage about it, and still, again, our hearts really go out to them and hope that they can come out alive. And we really want to do something to help them as well, right? But uh, I, I think me and my mom and also our team, we've talked about how we can help them. And this morning, I think, of course, we couldn't help by charging in there to save people because we're just not trained enough to do that. But what we can do is, I think we're talking about finding non-government organizations like Salvation Army or the Red Cross or something similar that we can donate things to help. So of course, there are survivors who come out of there homeless, and then hopefully they can have some blankets and some food, or even some even something like a charging station so that they can charge their phones or something. While we don't have excess of that, we're actually looking into, of course, that donating some money. So hopefully that the money can be used by Red Cross or Salvation Army or something else that can help buying these supplies for these people. And also, we will probably also donate some of our dolls to them. Maybe there are kids. I know it's a very mostly elderly complex, but maybe there are kids who would also like to have some of the art dolls in that tragedy. But this is the best we can do because I mean we wish we had, but we don't have extra blankets or something like that. But all we can do is hopefully just help donate the money to get these supplies, and also donate what we have most is probably toys and um, uh, um, toys and dolls that maybe some of them can enjoy. So right now we're choosing the which organization we're going to donate to, and hopefully we can donate um, a lot of our stuff today or tomorrow to help them. Um, yeah, and also I think this is also a wake up call for everybody. Please don't take fire lightly. It is something that is very, very lethal and dangerous. And if you have styrofoam boxes like just stacked up like that, and like a net that's very flammable that covers around the building, that it just propagates, like it just bursts up to flame, like and the whole building bursts up to flame, right? So I think it is also a reminder for us to also improve, because as we run a company, and our colleagues and our staff are very, very important to us. And we have a lot of carton boxes. We have a lot of boxes, like even doll boxes, and they can be flammable. So we also have to take a very close look to make sure that those things, that you don't stack too much of them, right? Because then it will burn up, and of course we have to look at our fire hydrants and things like that to make sure that if there is a fire that does occur, that there's enough water to help with the fire. And also, yeah, don't densely pack everything in one area, because that is also really bad. And even if you do that, make sure it's an area that there's like not many people will just go there very often. And also, very, very important is make sure that the escape routes are all clear. Um, it is not a joke, like fire, like even us, when things got very busy, and then it's very easy. It's like, oh, we have a lot of things that we have to ship out, right? And then okay, then we have to arrange them, and it's very easy for us to put them just all right beside our office, right, in the office space, because it's very easy for us to get, and then we ship out or something like that. But that doing all of that is very dangerous, and sometimes just having that ease and that just accessibility is not good for fire at all, and it's not good for people's health. So I think sometimes we just need to, even though it takes extra effort, and also it's not very accessible or something, but it doesn't makes our life harder. But we still need to make sure that fire is something that we don't want that to happen to affect anyone. And for all of you out there, even though I do urge that everyone also look into their homes, make sure the escape route is clear, and don't stack all the boxes all together, and just you know it's just when things happen, it just happens, and you don't really have time to regret. So yeah, I think it's a good wake up call for everybody here. And that is our fire story for now. And then next, we'll talk about other things that are hopefully not that tragic. But yeah. All right. On another note, for another story that has happened recently, that's not quite as tragic. Actually, it's very fun. So why I've been very busy the last few weeks was, one thing was I was also planning an event for 30 kids. And when we say kids, they're about 10 to 12 years old, really, really, really cute kids. And so what happened was, I think about a month ago, the Chinese government came to us, the Chinese local government, actually in the Shenzhen area. Our workshop is in the Shenzhen as well, and they came to us and they're like, "Hey, Fred, I heard that you have a great workshop that makes great dolls, and it's like world renowned, and we are trying to educate our kids so that our kids can be more exposed to different kind of arts, different kind of cultures, and different kind of beautiful things, so that it's something that can be part of their journey, that they can, in the future, if some of them inspire to be artists, that they can also get exposure to all these arts and crafts." And so the government arranged these they call tours, where they tour like a lot of things besides our dolls. They also like tour painters. They also tour woven fabrics. So there are a lot of these workshops that make different kinds of things. And then the kids sign up for it, and it's totally like government subsidized. So they go in for a very cheap price, and then they get to tour these places. So, and the government came to us like, "You're really good. Why don't you also make this for something for our kids too?" And we think it's for a good cause. So we're like, sure, and we'd like to help each other out too, help the government out too for all these things too, because it's for a good cause, right? So they said, so basically a month ago, they said like, okay, we're going to have kids coming. I think it was the 20th or something. It was a Saturday. It might be the 20th. Well, the date doesn't matter. Maybe I can tell the exact date. But they're coming, and then they want to just, go through the whole workshop so they understand the whole process and everything about it. So for us, for me, we actually have a higher standard, because we want the kids to also see, the better stuff, because there's a lot of things that happen in the workshop, right? And because we have so many people doing different things, that even for, making a t-shirt or something, right? There's one person, probably sewing the sleeves, and then the other person will be sewing the collars or something. But the kids might not understand the parts of it because they want to see something from start to finish instead of, just going to a part that, okay, this person is just doing all the sleeves, right? So, and second of all, but despite us being trying to be very safe, especially like we try aim to be very safe, for anything that's dangerous like the fire, right? So sometimes the workshop is not the best place for kids to come in because there's still a lot of machinery that is heavy, and people might hurt themselves. So I was worried that kids sometimes there are a lot of sensible ones, but for the occasional ones that just wander off and then they touch this machine they're not supposed to touch and they hurt themselves, that we don't want anything that to happen. So what we did was we cleared out a specific room. It's a huge room. And then we moved a lot of our processes there to do like kind of like a demonstration day. So in there, we had people from all over the workshop, to go there and demonstrate the processes from start to finish. There are a lot of processes we cannot do because there's some processes that need heavy machinery and we just cannot move it there. But we try to do the best we can. So in there, we have many stations, and we have a station showing how to make a hat from scratch from little a straw, how is it? A hat made from straw from these kind of like what's called like long yard of straw, and then somehow they sew it into this hat. And then we also have a station for showing how wigs are being made, and then also a station where how t-shirts are being made, and then a station on how shoes are being made. So we have these little demonstrations where kids can come here, and we have people, key people showing from start to finish so the kids really understand it. And in there, we also had the kids also take part in also making the process. So they had a lot of fun in also taking part of making their own t-shirts, where we had the t-shirts, we showed them how to make the t-shirts, and then after that, they choose their icons or their picture that they want to get heat printed into a t-shirt. So like those t-shirts where that logo says like I love New York or like I love Los Angeles or like way to go or something like that. Those are heat printed into the t-shirt. And so we had the kids choose what logo they want, and then there's this machine that we had. Of course, the kids can operate. But what happens is they put that sticker onto the t-shirt, and then we put heat onto it, and then just about like a minute later, then it's transferred, and then the kid get that t-shirt with the logo of their choice. And then the kids also came in, and they had each of them had about 20 minutes to try to style a certain wig, and so they had fun making braids. They had fun making also little curls. And then also they got to tour and see how to make our hats, of course, like I mentioned before, and then also putting makeup on our dolls. Um, the kids there, they were there for about an hour and a half, and they were all so ecstatic because not only they get to see that, oh wow, making a doll is not just having a doll just suddenly appear out of nowhere, but there's a lot of parts that go into it. There's a wig section, there's an outfit section, there's a shoe section, there's a bag section, there's actually making the dolls, there's doing makeup, there's doing the hat, there's making socks, and all of these together, like wow, all of these, I didn't know that there were many processes to making a doll, and in fact there are. And also they got to be a part of it, and they were so happy. And a lot of kids just came to me like they were so excited, and it was a really really fun day. So we took a lot of videos and we took a lot of pictures as well. And in extension, we're hoping that it is actually my Ruby, my mom's dream, that one day that you know, not only kids, but our friends from all over the world, they can one day visit our workshop and also experience on how a doll is made from scratch too, because there's a lot of processes and it's really, really fascinating to how things are being made, and it's very special. And you know, my mother always have this dreams like, oh, can we work with local tours, and like say there's a tour to that somehow can give a tour for our U.S. friends, our Russian friends, our French friends, and European friends, that they can come to have a tour of Hong Kong and also of Shenzhen and also some parts of China. And in between, there is one day where they get to experience and understand the whole process of our workshop. Uh, it is her dream, and we're trying to work onto it. But then, it's travel is not cheap nowadays, so and we don't know how many people are really willing to pay that much just for a visit to our workshop and also visit Hong Kong. And of course, the tours will require probably like, I don't know, like at least 10 to 20 people per tour, right? And I don't know if we can have that kind of people every single tour. But it is one of our dreams that my mom wants to see one day come true, and it'll be fun to meet all of you, and all of you just get your hands on, and also trying making different clothes and also the different wigs. But yeah, that's a little fun story that we had that was busy with the last month, sorry.
我学回来的，是这样子，西瓜甜不甜？
All right, now besides the story, thank you everyone for putting the comments for our 1,000 subscriber video. There are a lot of great comments and great stories. We really love reading through them, and I think we have chosen our winners, right? And it's completely, like literally drawn out of a hat by a random. And congrats to all the winners. We have announced them already, right? Yep. To everyone who has participated, and thank you everyone for participating. And I do want to talk a little bit because we did read through all the comments, and a lot of them were very, very heartfelt, and we really enjoy reading about them. And but I just want to talk about those is all the comments we saw. I think we would like to maybe sum it up in 3 categories, and all 3 of them are something that we really focused on and also hope that we can deliver. And we're so happy that a lot of you enjoy that these are the things, the values you want to propagate to everyone. So the first one that we from after reading all these comments, I think a lot of you collect dolls because of a lot of memories that you cherish from childhood, maybe from your parents, also from playing with other kids, and also that the some part of the memory is very important to you. So this thing also is also ties to us because my for those of you who don't know, my mom started this whole business because she really wanted to design dolls. So what happened was when she was young, um, she was born poor, and then her parents. So back then she was born in Shanghai. Her parents actually came to Hong Kong to work because it was very hard to earn enough money for the whole family. So the parents had to go very far. So she was not in contact with her parents for at least I think 10 years or so, or even more than that. And during that time, she felt very lonely. She because a lot of her friends have parents, but she didn't have them. And every single day from after school, all her friends had their parents pick them up, but she didn't have them, and she felt very lonely. And every day she would pass by on the way home the Wing On department store. It's like a huge department store that sells all kinds of things. And right outside the Wing On department store, like on the window, there is a doll that was called Mui Mui at the back back then, and she would just go in front of that glass window, and then she would talk to her for 10 minutes or even more than that. And she would like to tell her all the things that happened today, that she's very lonely. And the Mui Mui doll seems to look back at her and she really understands her and always give her comfort. And back then, they were too poor to buy this doll. So my mom never had a doll when she was young, but that doll, that's still a cherished part of her memory. And after, just because of a lot of luck and also a lot of hard work, she met with a lot of great doll people, and then she became a doll artist. And after that, she really wanted to create more dolls to, to fulfill that dream that she never had when she was young to have all these dolls. And from a lot of the comments we saw, there are a lot of stories that the dolls mean something in the past, because it's memories with designing with their mom, or there's also comments with people like I remember there was one that there was a girl who was born and surrounded with a lot of brothers, and she says she's the only girl, and then she also she liked to play with dolls back then because yeah, they're all boys, and dolls really give her a lot of comfort. And the vice versa also too. There was I think there was one comment where there was a boy who liked to collect dolls, and that gives the cherished memories also give him a lot of incentive to also collect now. All right, and I like to read this little comment by family du Trois. Is it French? Family du Trois 9188. I'm so sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. But I think this also really represents a lot of you, especially for the memories that cherish. So this one goes, wow, thanks for sharing the visit to Russia. It was very interesting. Congrats with the 1,000 subscribers. Dolls are very special for me because it brings people together. You made friends through them and you can even be creative with them. My first doll I got was one my mom made us, a fabric doll. We were many children and 6 girls and 1 boy. My mom and aunt took their time to sew these dolls for us as presents, and they had 2 weeks to make these dolls for us. Every one of us got the rag doll and some PJs, and a nice doll for the doll to wear. The doll was so special because my mom and aunt made it out of love for us. Thank for you and your mom who makes little girls happy too. Keep the sparkles on. Lovies, Yetta. So thank you, Yetta. I mean, this I think this is there's a lot of comments that's related, but I think this is a good representation of how memories are something that that really is in a lot of your hearts that also extends to now that it's ongoing that these cherished memories also keeps your love for dolls going. That is the same for my mom. So that is one category. And then the second is we got a lot of comments that a lot of you enjoy collecting the dolls because of the community it builds. I totally agree with that too. And this is something that we're working on too, to hopefully to build this community because just, I don't know if actually I don't want to know if this resonates with all of you too, but I'm going to say this is people in the doll community are so nice. Like even nicer than the friends I have in outside of dolls. Um, they're also helping, so engaging, and so understanding. Like I said before, for Thanksgiving, very thankful for everyone staying with us to get through this whole tariff thing. And I know the messages keep switching, but people they understand me and they try to help. And I mean, all these messages that I got this morning for the fire. I mean, um, I be very frank, I have not received any messages from other people outside of the doll community. I mean, everyone's so nice. And we see this community, and that's why we put a lot of things online, like our Facebook fans group, our YouTube videos. We hope that connecting all these people together because they're just great friends to have. And even just going to all those doll shows like UFDC, MDCC, and also recently to the Russian show, the Art of Doll show, I think that's called. People are just so kind, and just even seeing people's happy faces when they meet each other and just talking and sharing the thing they're like, it's kind of like a little, I don't know, there's a little bubble in this world that everyone is a great escape to, that having all this generosity and kindness just everywhere. So we really want this to resonate and build even bigger and connect even more people. So that's why we keep on making these videos, and also we keep on making posting things on fans group, just hoping that the joy spreads. And there's one comment that I think is also very representative that we really enjoyed. This is from All Dolled Up with Kate. And this is her comment. She said, the booth looked great. What a trip. Thanks for sharing. And thank you for this generous giveaway to celebrate. Congrats on 1K. And then the next part is very important is dolls are special to me because of the community they build, whether it was my childhood best friend coming over to play dolls, learning about my late grandmother from my mom as we explore historical aspects to dolls, or connecting with someone across the world about the latest adorable doll release. I love the sense of community and connectedness dolls bring across generation, time, and culture. I think she sums it up very well. Just connecting all these people together. It's something that we're really proud of and working on. And the third part, I think that a lot of you have comments on is that the dolls can help build creativity that a lot of you actually show, and a lot of you actually show better than us. And we're always so fascinated to see a lot of your creations online. And so we always stalk the Instagram, we also stalk the Facebook, and we look at what all of you make, and it's just so great. And I think this message also resonates with a lot of our fans that they like making these things, showing, and also looking at what other people make too. And also we in this creativity we also extend, with other aspects on what we try to do to promote the creativity is, we have the voted doll every single year. And again, I can't say this enough. um every year it just turns out great. It's just amazing where we go in not knowing what to expect. And every year, I'll be very frank, we're kind of like, oh no, will this year, if we just have no control of it, and at the end will something after the votes turn out bad? But no, it always turns out to be one of the best dolls every single year. And I really mean it, with one of the best dolls, like literally. And then we also have, a lot of submissions online for our fan editions where, a lot of people design dolls. Maybe a lot of you draw better than you sew, and then you put in just, all the designs up there, and then we can make this. It's all these really help promote the creativity. So we really enjoy that too. And we hope to also push for more creative ideas out and make it easier for everyone to be creative. That we can, also pick everyone's brain and also help spread the message. And there's this comment that I think sums this subject out. Let me put it on. This is by Tyler, and Tyler, of course, besides um, sometimes come up with great suggestions on what we can do with dolls. She makes these beautiful, creative, scenes with a lot of furnitures and then all the dolls and playing together. And of course, we exchange jokes together. And we really love to see her creative ideas on the photography end. So this is her comment. She said, "Congratulations. Dolls are special to me because I love recreating everyday life on a small scale. The Ruby Red Fashion Friends are the ideal models for my little scenes. They are so posable and have the most endearing expressions. My scenes are very much creative outlet for me. I am so thankful to have found the Ruby Red family." So thank you, Tyler, for that comment. I'm so happy that we deliver something that is so joyous for you, and also for all of you there. I hope, because there's so many comments, but I think like the three main parts of creativity, the memories, and also the community, I think sums up probably 90% of the comments out there. I hope you agree. And I really agree with all of your of the sentiment. And this is also the three aspects that we're trying to improve on. And I hope we do a good job on it. All right, enough of my ranting. Thank you for all of you who have stuck out to listening to all these stories. It's just an update. Yeah, because it's been a few weeks and there was a lot of things happening. And for those of you who didn't want to listen to me rant, yep, now is the part that I can actually go on to our new doll. You probably fast forward to here, which is probably a wise decision. But this is our new doll with, it's in collaboration. Okay, let me hold it up. Yes, you're right. It's our newest doll. She's called Lorenna, and this is created with collaboration by Yana Blaskova, the great Yana, the great designer. We've worked on many dolls together, and this is her latest creation. And but before that, a shout out to Yana first, because she just had a baby a few months ago, and her baby is super cute. Yana, please tell me how you are coping with the night sleeps and everything, and how, I don't know how, but you're still making great dolls and still somehow manage to work with your baby. But yeah, congrats to you again. But okay, let's go back to the doll because I've ranted enough. So this is Lorenna. She is related to Drusilla, which is another Yana's creation in the past. Maybe I can show a picture of her, right? So they're both related, and they both have royal ties, and they're both it's a fantasy theme, and she is very important that mention that she is enchanted. And so Drusilla in the past, she's more of the burgundy and the gold color, but Lorenna here is more on the teal and silver theme. All right, so we're doing a close-up of Lorenna because recently we've actually talked to a lot of our collectors. They like the close-up, so we're going to do this close-up. I'm sorry if the video is a bit shaky because I is actually trying her very best. I think her core you can see is already very like trying to use that core to make sure everything is still. But the close-up apparently is something that our collectors like, but she's holding the camera herself without a tripod, so it might be a little shaky. But thank you for understanding that. But anyway, let's go to Lorenna. Let's get the details out. First of all, she has the face mold of Sage, and her skin tone is similar to Maya. And she also has makeup. And because in the past doll, I think a lot of you did mention that some of you do like the makeup, some people don't like the makeup. So it comes in two versions. One is with the makeup, one is without. And without the face paint, yeah, the face paint. And I will probably show a picture of her without the face paint. But this face paint here is it's a very beautiful like blue and green. And it's more of like a cat's eye style, like you see that the paint goes up from her like eye on the side, right? And then of course she also comes like in a elven princess style, and she has beautiful black curly hair. Let me switch back here. It's really beautiful, all these ringlets. All right, now onto the crown. So this crown you can see here, it's very sparkly. It's actually sequins intertwined with like silver threads, so it makes it really sparkly. And then underneath there's these like cascading chains down here, and it has a what's it called, a little tear-shaped tear, right? Tear-shaped rhinestone. That's the word. I don't know why. Anyway, it's really beautifully done. And then of course, then there's this chain over here with a series of little rhinestones that comes here, that hangs from there. And then on the side of this, there is a hanging piece of silvery, also a tear-shaped rhinestone that comes at bottom here. That's on both sides. And on the jewelry side, of course, she also has these earrings, these really beautifully shaped earrings. Don't know what they're called, but I think it's called filigree or something. But yeah, we're not very special names. But I think what's it called? Like a picture tells 1,000 words, right? So I's videos will take 1,000,000 words, so I don't have to say a lot about these things, but you can see how beautiful they are. All right, now as we move down, you can see this beautiful necklace here. That is of filigree pattern, right? It's called filigree, right? I mean, the wide audience out there, if my vocabulary is wrong, please tell me. My English is not my native language. So anyway, I don't even know what this is in Chinese. But please help us. If I said this wrong, please tell us so that we'll know the next time. But anyway, there's this filigree design, and then down here it's attached with this beautiful rhinestone. The same rhinestone as the headband. And then let's put this aside here. And then there are two chains, right? And there should be a special type. What is it called again? Halter look, right? Is it halter or Harvey? Halter, okay. Oh, that's so great with I. I is being so nice today and kind today. Anyway, halter look here. And then this dress here, you can see there's a little triangle here, the style. And then there's a little waistband. This is not a real waistband. It's more like sewn and attached on. It is beautiful, also filigree style. But yeah, it does its job just to show it's beautiful. And on top here, there's these silver lace trims that, yeah, that's attached to there. All right, now let's go to the bottom half of the dress. And she has this piece here. It's called a panel. I has very kindly actually reminded me that this is not a tie. What is it called? Panel. Anyway, there's this panel right here that's coming out with a pedigree. The pedigree? No. I'm so stuck with all these vocabs. Anyway, this metal piece that that resembles the ones on top, and then there's also apparently these two pieces also called panels. Thank you, I, for telling me all this. And right here, yeah, our designers look right here. There's a lot of gatherings here, so yeah, these are not easy to make. The designers could have made it just straight down, but I guess this gives some context into this and uh, make it more princessy, right? And then okay, then right after this, underneath this is another layer of this shimmery. I think it's called crepe. Like, is it crepe or crap? Um, okay, please help me. It's spelled like the French crepe. Fabric right there. So it is yeah, it's shimmery and more princessy, and right underneath that, it's another layer. So this light blue layer is, you can see it shows a little contrast that there's a little blue that underneath is a kind of semi-transparent layer, just to give it more fullness and more context into this. And yeah. And of course, our designers needed an extra layer. They just very focused on details and quality on this underskirt made of tulle just to give it volume. So they think that these two layers do not support the dress enough to give that kind of, bulky, not bulky, voluminous kind of effect. So they added another layer. Our designers, they're so focused on these detail parts, which I guess is a good thing. And then yeah. All right, now let's move on to the sleeves. There's some noise up there, people renovating and destroying the quality of our video. Let's let it subside first. All right, thank you. It's still going on. Anyway, we'll try our best. So the sleeves here, they are detachable actually, that you can remove them. And they have this style that, it opens up in the front. I, I think I don't know the name of it. Even I has problem with the name of it. We just call it the open bubbly sleeve or something. Anyway, but I mean, it has intended effect. It's very whimsical with this kind of like a fluffiness. And of course, on the wrist, on both arms, there's this little beautiful silver bangle. All right, now let's look at the shoes. She's got these sandals that are strappy toe splitters. So many technical names today, with the matching like blue rhinestones. I think the blue rhinestone has been a theme for the whole doll, and yeah, she's got them, and that is the whole doll, Lorena. I want to say Loretta, but Lorena. Hope you enjoy them. All right, we have come to the end of the video. Thank you everyone for watching. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and please let us know if you have any comments. Especially, do you want to hear me rant all these things in a part about all our stories, what's happening? Or do you want more of the details of the dolls? And do you want to know like how just leave comments on saying how we delivered or any rooms of improvement, because that's really important, because we are striving hard to make sure that these videos are well received. So yeah, please leave comments below. And also with Evil Eye's special request, and I have to say it, I don't want to say it, but anyway, she's saying that she wants to give me more challenges, but apparently we're kind of out of ideas, and she's asking if any of you can have challenges to put in the comments below that I can do. Oh, yes, I said I can do it. I mean evil eye, not I as a person. She's shaking her head, but anyway. And I have to say this, I don't want to say this, but apparently the more embarrassing the challenges, the more I points you will get. And of course, on the other side, the less embarrassing it is, the more DERF points you will get. So please let us know which camp you're on. Are you on the DERF side or are you on the I side? And of course, DERF is definitely better. Please go for that. But on that note, again, it's very important for us if you can share this video and also like and subscribe if you haven't. And yeah, share this video for everyone so that a lot of people can join and we can grow our community and join the dolls together. So this is Durf signing off, and yes, again, like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Yes, I have to state that. I can't state that. It's very important. Yes. Okay, bye-bye.